Okay, this is a reaction video. This is from Henry Talks Football. This is kind of a follow-up for what I did, I think, on Friday or Saturday. Romano, BOMBA, EZE to Arsenal were happening. Rodrgyo leaving Madrid confirmed. Henry wants EZE to play for Tottenham. That is his dream. That is absolutely his 100% dream player to join Tottenham this summer. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that's going to happen. It looks like he is going to be playing for Arsenal. It looks like Arsenal's the club that EZE wants to go to. Again, I'm not so sure about this. It all depends on, when the player puts the signature on the line which is dotted. But again, let's hear what Henry has to say, because he's the person. I'm an Arsenal supporter, so I'm happy about this. I'm happy in his misery. But let's find out what Henry has to say.
It's happening. It is happening. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that Arsenal have held talks with EZE over the weekend. My dream target for Tottenham, one of my favourite players in the Premier League, is going to be joining Arsenal.
See, again, I don't believe that's actually happened until it actually happens. Okay? Until it happens, it hasn't happened yet. So we'll just have to wait.
Which is an absolute kick in the teeth for all Tottenham fans, for all Crystal Palace fans. That lot down the road are going to get stronger, and Arsenal are going to be signing one of the best attacking midfield players in the Premier League. And it really does. And I'll be honest, it hurts. It really does hurt. We're going to break it all down. Make sure you go down, drop a like on the video if you
Yeah, please click like, share, and subscribe for Henry as well as for me. I would appreciate it.
Haven't already. We're also going to be talking about Rodrgo's future. The Club World Cup, their game is coming up very, very soon, and Rodrgo's future should be announced in July. July is going to be a massive month for the transfer window, so make sure you're here every step of the way. We are less than now, guys. We're less than 200 subscribers from 59,000, and you still haven't subscribed. What are you waiting for? Got loads of great content coming up next month.
I've subscribed. And I hope you subscribe for me as well if you're watching this. I hope you subscribe to me. I really, really would appreciate it.
Including a special tournament, so make sure you're here every step of the way. Now, the news that has come out within the last, in the last half an hour, is the news that I did not want to see. And Arsenal, according to Fabrizio Romano, who's the most credible source, the most reliable transfer journalist.
Yeah, Fabrizio Romano is basically, if he says it, you could pretty much put it to the bank. I don't think he's been wrong on a whole lot.
In football, for me, has come out and said Arsenal have made contact with Eze's camp over the weekend. Contacts are taking place for Crystal Palace star, with Arsenal informed on the deal conditions. And then at the very bottom, you can see there it says
Tottenham remain also keen on EZE.
Tottenham remain also keen on EZE. EZE, for me, in an Arsenal shirt,
would be an absolute nightmare. It would be the worst thing that you would ever see in your life. It would be like a kick in the teeth, a kick in the groin, everything. It would absolutely break your heart.
Is exactly what they need from a creative perspective. I'm going to remain consistent. I still think they need a left winger to come in for that team, and they still need a striker. But they also need one more creative midfielder. And EZE, for me, is exactly what they should be looking at. He's a player that can play off the left, could probably play off the right. He's on a fairly, comfortable salary. He's on 100k a week. Arsenal can comfortably improve that. They'll probably put him on 150, 140 grand a week. He's got a really, really good chance of competing for the Premier League title in that Arsenal.
Look, he was also at Arsenal, and Arsenal got rid of him when he was a youngster. And he's obviously played his way back into the Arsenal, hierarchy. Certainly, you look at that. He's certainly a solid player and somebody who Arsenal could use. Certainly wouldn't complain if he joined our club.
Arsenal team, as you can see there, 8 goals and 8 assists in 34 games. His return for Crystal Palace is very, very good in all competitions, including the cup games, where he got 5 goal contributions in 5 games in the FA Cup, and got 4 goal contributions in 4 games in the League Cup. 25 goal contributions overall in 43 games. For me personally, is a very, very good return. Now, the question will be is, can he do it at a bigger football club? It's all well and good performing at, no disrespect to Crystal Palace, but a smaller club, there's going to be a lot more pressure on you.
Yeah, even though Crystal Palace won the FA Cup, beating Manchester City, it is a big ask to go to a bigger club and perform on a bigger stage.
At Arsenal, but some of his England teammates are there: Declan Rice and Bukayo Saka, Miles Lewis-Skelly as well, Ethan Nwaneri. They've got a lot of English talent there. Ben White as well. Hopefully he's back in the England team soon. But that is the news that I did not want to see. And for Reacion Romano, I personally think there is a lot more to this deal than meets the eye. If Arsenal have contacted his camp, they believe the deal is feasible. Tottenham agreed personal terms with this guy about 18 months ago. But for whatever reason, we haven't got the deal done. If they bring him in, that is going to be an absolute bitter pill to swallow for all Tottenham fans out there. And I'm going to be honest, it will really fucking piss me off.
Yes, like I said before, Henry likes Eze. Eze in a Tottenham shirt would be his dream come true. He's been following him for 3 seasons. He is absolutely loves Eze. Would love for Eze to come to Tottenham, but of all the clubs in Henry's sphere that he watches, okay, the one team that he did not want Eze to go to is Arsenal. Okay, it's not like Sol Campbell going to Arsenal, because Sol Campbell, Eze didn't play for Tottenham, but yeah, this hurts for Henry. This hurts.
Another bit of news coming out regarding Victor Gyökeres. Romano come out last night and essentially quote tweeted what the sporting director has come.
Yeah, I believe the sporting director is not ready to give up on Gyökeres. He doesn't have to show up for training tomorrow. He's going to give him a week before he has to show up. But I don't think Gyökeres is going to show up. I think Gyökeres is on strike. He wants out.
Come out and said the sporting chief basically said along the lines of he will not be sold for around £60 million. So it's probably going to be a lot more than that. You know, I do think he probably will leave for around 70, 80 million euros, maybe more than that. And when you look at Victor Gyökeres, when you look at the talent he's got, there is absolutely no surprise. 12 minutes past 6 yesterday, Fabrizio Romano tweeted out this, saying, following Sporting's president's quotes, Victor Gyökeres has no intention to come back and play again. Gyökeres has already informed the club, as per Record Portugal's quotes, Swedish striker insists on the pact made last summer, exit, no feeling betrayed, and is tired. He's got no intention.
Now, even though apparently this was a verbal agreement between Gyökeres and the sporting director, okay, but as you know, as I've said before, you know, I'll say it again. I'll say it before, and if it's not put on paper, the sporting director can do whatever he wants, okay. I can't really stress it enough. If he unless it was put on paper, unless your guys can point a paper and say, look, this is what you said, this is what, and then they can, because his all sporting director says, nope, not true, and that's how it's going to be. And so, I mean, look, I hope for Gyökeres get what he wants, but it's just not. It's just it wasn't put on paper, so your word against his.
To come back and play again, that is absolutely massive. I do think his future will be decided in July. I think July is going to be a massive month, especially for you know, when you look at the situation that Liverpool have got with Alexander Isak, etc., and Gahey. Now the Athletic have put out saying Arsenal were convinced they could offer Rodrgyo a sporting project where he could be at ease, playing left wing with freedom. The Gunners are now prepared to wait to determine Rodrgo's situation, but are mindful they cannot wait indefinitely.
Yeah, I mean, look, Arsenal. If you want Rodrgo and you can get Rodrgo, now I don't think Rodrgo. I'll believe it when I see it. If you can get Rodrgo, great, fantastic. If you can do a deal with Real Madrid, great, fantastic. But yeah, you cannot wait indefinitely. You need to either get now. Apparently, Maca, the sporting in Real Madrid, basically said to a certain. They didn't say quote Rodrgo, but they said a certain player. If you can get somebody to meet our evaluation, you can leave. And people think that's Rodrgo.
And AFTV put something out yesterday on Twitter saying, addressing all Arsenal fans, said, would you guys rather wait for Rodrgo or go in for a player like EZE? And he looked...
Yeah, it looks like Eze was... I think Eze, they would rather wait Eze than Rodrgo.
It's like Arsenal could potentially do both. David Ornstein has come out and said Arsenal want to sign 3 attacking players. One of those is a striker, which we know. One of those is going to be a winger, which we know. Mosquera as well has agreed personal terms. That was announced yesterday by Fabrizio Romano. And there's a lot of people right now that are very much, this was what Arsenal want for a front 3 next season. Rodrgo, Saka and Gyökeres. And Akpom said, I think Gyökeres is a beast and when we need him now. My dream is Rodrgo, Gyökeres and Saka on the right. I think that front 3 is deadly. Yeah, 1,000% it's a deadly front 3.
That would be an outstanding front line. Plus you'd have Declan Rice, Zubimendi and Odegaard behind him. Oh, and with the defense of Saliba and Gabriel, Lewis Skelly, possibly Calafiori and Timber. Oh, that would be a threat to win the Premier League.
Going into next season, if they can bring in Rodrgo, according to other sources, the situation with regards to Rodrgo will be resolved after the Club World Cup. So whenever Real Madrid decide to exit, there's a lot of people,
well, they're not going to decide to exit. They're going to play until the final. So, as far as Real Madrid's concerned, they're going to win this hands down, win the trophy, and then they can worry about Rodrgo after that.
Jacobs has come out regarding Eze to Arsenal. He said the following: Eze to Arsenal could be one to watch because if they can't get Rodrgo, it would surprise me if they ramp up their interest on Eze. Because the release clause makes things a little bit easier, especially because it isn't payable in that one lump sum. Now we know that Paulo...
Yeah, I think Crystal Palace says they'll take installments.
Keep a Tottenham correspondent, or not a Tottenham correspondent, a very in-the-know person when it comes to Tottenham news, did come out and say that release clause can be paid in 3 different £20 million installments. It looks like we are going to move in for Kudus as well. So when I look at I look at Eze and I look at Rodrgo and I look at Gyökeres, Zubimendi, Norgard, Kepa, Mosquera, I think that's a very, very, very good transfer window. But Arsenal... That's
a fantastic transfer window for Arsenal if they're able to pull that off.
Need to match whatever Liverpool and whatever Manchester City do. I honestly believe that right now Liverpool are the Premier League favourites. I think they are going to be the strongest team next season. As
they are, as long as Arsenal doesn't. If Arsenal does business like we're talking about, then I think Arsenal is and Manchester City are right behind them. I think Liverpool is the favourite, but not by much. Not by much. If Arsenal pulls off these transfers.
As of right now, when you look at their transfer window, that doesn't necessarily mean that Arsenal can't go out and match whatever whatever Liverpool City do. Arsenal right now, it's almost like chess. If Arsenal go and get Rodrgo, that for me kind of matches the Florian Wirtz. But then if Liverpool go and get Alexander Isak, Arsenal then need to go again. And then Man City have got Shirky, Reinders, they've got over the line. They've also got Ank Nuri. They've got a young Norwegian player. For me, they've been the most. They've been the best club at the Club World Cup so far to watch. They've absolutely battered the teams they've played. Arsenal need to go again. And when you look at next season, when you look,
if I'm Arsenal, and Liverpool, I want Manchester City to play all the way to the final. I don't want them to have a long break before the Premier League season starts. I want that team tired. Okay, I want them tired and the ability to not play the best. To have a down season again. Not sure it's going to happen, especially with Rodri back, but possible.
How competitive it is going to be. It's going to be one hell of a Premier League season. It really is, especially with the Champions League. I will be bringing out a video regarding Gahey and Liverpool later on today because Reacion Romano has spoken about Gahey. He's high on the list, not the only option, but contacts continue. And then I will be dropping a video regarding Spurs and Mohamed Kudus. That is going to be a fantastic signing for us. But let me know your thoughts down below. Do you think Rodrgyo will be joining Arsenal? Do you think
Now, as far as Rodrgyo joining Arsenal, I'll believe it when I see it. Look, I've been down this path with Arsenal before. Okay, I remember back in 2007, 2008 when we were supposedly going to sign Higuain. Okay, I have been down this path with Arsenal before. That was just one example. There are many others who Arsenal have been who've been linked with. Now, the only time I can recall that Arsenal was linked with somebody that actually pulled it over the finishing line recently was Declan Rice, and I think Declan Rice, we got a steal for £100 million, whatever it was, 110, whatever. It was a steal. After what he did against Real Madrid, we probably should be paying West Ham £50 million more for him. Okay, it was an absolute steal to get Declan Rice.
EZE will have a big impact. I honestly believe that. I honestly believe that when you look at EZE, I think that the amount of
that would be perfect. Look, to be fair to Henry, okay, and that would absolutely be a perfect signing for Tottenham. That is exactly the type of player they need. That is a type of player that could absolutely help Tottenham. Okay, make no bones about it. It would absolutely help Tottenham. That they wouldn't be finishing in 17th place if they had EZE played with Spurs.
Premier League experience he's got, and that is exactly what Arsenal need. They do need to sign a couple of Premier League proven players, and they're going to do that with Norgard and EZE, but they need to bring in a star, and that star has to be Rodrgyo for me. Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you drop a like on the video if you haven't already. Make sure
please click like, share, and subscribe for Henry Talks Football as well as for me. I would greatly appreciate it. It would absolutely, you have no idea how much it would help me if you subscribe to my channel. It would be fantastic. But you have a good rest of your day. Thanks for watching, and thanks for watching.